because a lot of action took place over there. God, it's just nuts.
One of the most shocking results of the day, because Allard was in complete control.
Complete control. You know, and maybe, and you know what, take that back. Maybe we should blame Allard and Peterson because they wrestled before Griffin and Surtain on that match.
You just saw the team standings roll through. Iowa State still out in front, 71 team points to this point in the Big 12 championships. You see your Now Next tab on the bottom of the screen as we round out session number 1. Still a few more left to wrap up. We will be back here on the Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus at 5 o'clock this evening for session number 2. Semifinal matches, consolation quarterfinal matches. Session 3 tomorrow morning, consolation semifinals and 7th place matches here on ESPN Plus starting at noon. And then the 10 finals on ESPN 2 at 7:30 tomorrow night. Mike Cousins, Rock Harrison, Quinn Kasanek will bring you that action.
And the Cyclones had a great 2 rounds here. A lot of falls, some majors, you know, and that's the key. Now, you know, also in these team races is how these young men do on the backside, right? Because if you're trying to win a team championship, it's just not about what you're doing on the front side. Sometimes what you do on the backside is almost more important, right? Because you gotta have those guys battle through. And trust me, every team that's in the running for this Big 12 title is they're going to preach that to these kids, right? During this little downtime that they got, hey, you gotta pick your dauber up and get back to work because it don't get any easier.
For now, working on some back points on Adam Allard. Couple swipes and 4 more points on the board.
He's holding 4. Now he still has the hold, so that's why the official has not awarded those 4 points yet. Once he lets go of everything, right now. We'll start putting that 4 points on the board. There it is.
So a 7-2 advantage for Furnow as they head to the final period on mat number 1. Hendrickson and Lilly on mat number 2. Third period, a 1-0 lead for Yusuf Lilly. Hendrickson just knotting that up at 1 apiece with the escape. Dowling and Gable on mat 3. Dowling with a quick start here in this first period, a couple takedowns and a 6-1 advantage, and already over a minute of riding time.
Yeah, I'm in complete control right now. 10 seconds left here in this first period. Oh, Allard trying to get him a couple swipes. Got a little high. Ended up getting reversed. Man, that's got to be tough right there, right? 14-1 first round. Give up a loss, give up a pin. Come back here. Score was 3-2 at one point in time. Now it's 9-2. This sport will humble you. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, as I like to say.
Over 2 minutes of riding time for Furnow. He is in very good shape on mat 1 to move on. And to your point, these wrestlebacks matter.
They matter.
In the team totals, they matter in terms of who gets a berth in the NCAA tournament. You can wrestle your way into one of those 5 or 6 allocations.
Yep, you sure can, right? They all matter. Just because you're on that backside, it's almost just as important, like I mentioned earlier, as being on the front side. Because, you know, Allard's looking for a defensive fall down there. Almost. You know, and there's going to be some dogfights on this backside come this next session at 5 o'clock, right? There's not going to be anything that's going to be given to anybody because all these guys are fighting for the same thing. And there's no guarantee, regardless of who you are, if you're going to get a wild card. You don't, right? You don't want to put that in anybody's hands. You want to go out and control that and make it your own destiny.
Hendrickson and Lilly knotted up at 1 apiece, coming to the end of period number 3. So we will see sudden victory on mat number 2, top right corner of your screen. Dowling in control in the second period on mat number 3. Furnow 15 seconds away from a decisive win on mat number 1.
He really has controlled that match down there. Got those swipes and just kind of widened the gap, man. Put him in the driver's seat for sure.
So Furnow moving on at 149 pounds on the backside of the bracket. Hendrickson and Lilly, sudden victory, top right corner of your screen on mat number 2.
Lilly's in on that shot. Hendrickson draped over the top in a waterfall position.
First one to score here in sudden victory moves on.
You got my ankles, I got yours. Nice attack right there.
Oh. 1 minute left in sudden victory.
Got Haas and Armstrong on the mat. What is that, 1-1, 1:11 left down there in the third period. Riding time's not a factor.
Hendrickson able to scramble away here on mat number 2. 30 seconds left. And on an ankle is Hendrickson, but Lilly able to answer right back.
Short time.
5 seconds.
Oh, man.
And there's the takedown for Lilly with 1 second.
1 second left.
And Yusuf Lilly moving on. At 125 pounds on the backside of the bracket, he takes down Hendrickson.
1 second left on that clock right there.
You talked about it earlier today. Late in periods, late in matches, being able to make something happen. It's what can tilt the balance from a team perspective. It's what can make the decisive. It's what can make the decision as far as who's going to go to the NCAA tournament. There's a lot of things that can happen in those waning seconds when you're gassed to the max, and yet there's still so much on the line.
Exactly, and that's what makes these conference tournaments so big. Every situation is important. And don't take anything for granted. Like we've been talking about. You got to earn everything. Nobody's going to give you anything. You got to go earn it.
So Lilly will wrestle tonight as part of session number 2.
Gordon's taking the mat on mat 4. He was upset that first round.
Dowling with the tech fall on mat 3. He'll advance at 157. Achardi and Ricks McElhenney just getting started on mat number 2, top right corner of your screen. Cooley and Vasquez.